I'm making a salve for a couple of people for Christmas. So you are watching this after Christmas, but it's actually before Christmas when I film this, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. So I'm not going to put this up until later. So it's really, really simple. It's just a liquid oil. So this can be whatever you have: olive oil, avocado oil, jojoba, fractionated coconut oil, and a little bit of beeswax. And you melt it together in a pot, and then let it cool for a little bit, mix it up, and add some essential oils. So the salve that I'm making tonight, it's going to be the same for both people. It's going to be to help with better sleep, relaxation, and muscle soreness. A great tip to just help with the cleanup is, instead of having a double boiler and melting everything in that and then transferring to the jars and then having to clean the double boiler, you can just put your jar or container in an inch or two of water in the pot and melt everything in there. And then when it's melted, remove it from the pot. And then you don't have to clean up the double boiler. So that's what I am doing today. So let's turn on that burner. There we go. So I'll just wait until the water starts bubbling a little bit, then I will add my oil and beeswax. So while I'm waiting for the water to heat up on the stove, I'm gonna grate a little bit of beeswax. So I have the beeswax chunk here, and I just bought a beeswax grater from the dollar store that I only use for that purpose, so I don't have to really worry about cleaning it, and I just have it for all my DIYs. If you don't want to grate beeswax, you can just buy beeswax pellets. It's widely available, and then that will save you that extra step. So things are starting to bubble away on the stove, and it's time to add my ingredients to melt together. So per jar, I'm just doing 1/4 of a cup of olive oil, because that's what I've got, and 1 tablespoon of beeswax. I ended up doubling the recipe, actually, so I put 1/2 cup of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of grated beeswax in the jars, just so it looked about half full. And everything is looking pretty well combined. You just keep stirring with that barbecue skewer until you can't see beeswax chunks anymore. So now I'm going to use some tongs, take the jars out, and let them cool. So I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this one-handed while filming, but let's see how it goes. Oh, okay, one down. Let's try for number 2. There we go. And when it's cooler and it starts to solidify, then I will add the essential oils. I'm making this salve tonight for relaxation, sleep, muscle soreness, but you can use this salve recipe and add different essential oils and create salves for all different purposes. It's really fantastic if you want to cover a lot of skin. It's really easy to spread the essential oils around and have a really good effect. So for instance, you can use certain essential oils like peppermint, tea tree, or doTERRA's Easy Air Respiratory Blend to create a chest rub. You can create a blend just for digestion that you can apply on your abdomen when you have an upset stomach. So this is a really versatile recipe to kind of have in your back pocket. 1 tablespoon beeswax melted with 1/4 of a cup liquid oil. they're starting to solidify. They started with just having a nice little crust on the very top, but it's comfortable for me to pick up. And when it's entirely cool, it'll have the consistency kind of like Vaseline. You don't want to wait till it gets to that point because it'll be difficult to mix in the essential oils. So I'll show you what I am going to put in. I think I'm going to mainly put in lavender essential oil. That might be about half the essential oils that I put in. It's very relaxing, very soothing for muscles, and it'll kind of balance out the deeper aromas of the other essential oils that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a lot of wood essential oils. One that isn't a wood essential oil is turmeric. And so this is incredibly relaxing to the muscles. I just feel the tension sort of dissipate when I apply it to my skin. So this is a really good one to have in there. The other essential oils I'm going to put in, Siberian Fir, I find really helps me with like body discomfort, pain. And then I'm going to round it out with 3 more wood essential oils that are, you guessed it, very relaxing, soothing, calming, tension reducing, and they really help with muscle discomfort. So those are cedarwood, frankincense, and Copaiba essential oil. I'm going to start with 24 drops of all these essential oils combined in 1 jar, which has half a cup of olive oil in it. This is a very gentle, very safe dilution. So, I mean, you could use this dilution with an elementary school-age child, and it would be perfectly safe for them. I am giving this to adults though, so I'm going to start with that amount and see how it goes and add more if I need to. I'm always a fan of using less essential oil, seeing how it goes, and then if you need to reapply another layer, you can do that. Or you can add more essential oil to your salve or your roller bottle. You can see the consistency now. We're not quite there, but it's starting to get pretty solid. And I'm going to start by adding my lavender in. And so I'm guessing I'm going to do about half lavender. So I'm going to start with 12 drops. Then you just stir it up really well. Gonna add the other essential oils, test it out on a little piece of my skin, see what I think, and maybe add more, or maybe the salve will be done. So what ended up going in here is 20 drops lavender, 4 drops each of turmeric, cedarwood, Siberian fir, and copaiba, and 8 drops frankincense. So that's 44 drops total. How I tested it out, I just put some on my hands, smelt it. Are the aromas balanced? Do I feel very relaxed when I smell it? And the answer is yes. And then I took some of the salve, rubbed it on my tense neck and shoulders, and then saw how I feel. And I am more relaxed than I was before I put it on there. So if you're wondering how much essential oils it's safe to use for different people, children, elderly, if you're pregnant, just ask and I have a chart that I can give you.